I never believed in curses or hauntings. Not until that weekend in the woods. My name's Alex, and back then, I was just a guy in his late 20s, scraping by with a dead-end job and a circle of friends who thought camping was the ultimate escape. We were four of us. Me, Sarah, my girlfriend, Jake, our loudmouth buddy, and Lena, Jake's sister, who tagged along because she needed a break from the city grind. The spot was this old cabin Jake's family owned, way out in the Appalachian foothills. Remote, no cell service, just trees and silence. Perfect for unplugging, Jake said. We packed up the truck on a Friday afternoon, drove for hours, and arrived as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in bruised purples. The cabin was a relic, wooden walls creaking in the wind, a stone fireplace that hadn't been used in years, and a single dirt road leading back to civilization, miles away. We unloaded our gear, laughing about ghost stories we'd heard as kids. Sarah unpacked the cooler, Jake fired up the grill for burgers, and Lena wandered off to explore the overgrown trail behind the cabin. "Don't go far," I called after her. She waved me off, her flashlight bobbing in the growing dusk. Dinner was uneventful. We ate under the porch light, the forest around us alive with crickets and the occasional rustle of leaves. But as night fell, the air changed. It got heavier, like the woods were holding their breath. We sat by the fire inside, telling jokes, but my eyes kept drifting to the windows. The darkness outside pressed against the glass, thick and watchful. Sarah squeezed my hand, whispering, "You okay?" I nodded, but I wasn't. It felt like something was out there, circling, waiting for us to let our guard down. Around midnight, we turned in. The cabin had 2 bedrooms upstairs and a loft. Jake and Lena took one room, Sarah and I the other. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to the wind howl through the trees. Then, a sound, soft, like footsteps on the gravel path outside. I sat up, heart pounding. "Did you hear that?" I whispered to Sarah. She stirred, mumbled something incoherent. I slipped out of bed, crept to the window. Nothing but shadows. But the footsteps, they stopped right under the window, as if whoever, or whatever, was listening. I shook it off, climbed back into bed. But sleep didn't come. And in the quiet, I swore I heard breathing. Not mine, not Sarah's. Slow, deliberate, like it was right there in the room with us. Morning broke gray and cold, the kind of light that makes everything look drained. I woke up groggy, Sarah already downstairs making coffee. Jake was out chopping wood, his axe thunking rhythmically against a stump. Lena wasn't around. "Where's your sister?" I asked Jake when he came in, wiping sweat from his brow. He shrugged, probably still sleeping. She was up late reading or something. But when we checked her room, the bed was empty, sheets rumpled, but no sign of her. Her backpack was gone, though. "Maybe she went for a walk," Sarah suggested, but her voice wavered. We searched the cabin, then the trail. The woods were dense, the path narrowing into a tangle of underbrush. "Lena," Jake yelled, his voice echoing back hollow. No response. We split up. Me and Sarah one way, Jake the other. The air smelled wrong, like damp earth mixed with something metallic, almost like blood, but not quite. I kept glancing over my shoulder, convinced we were being followed. Branches snapped behind us, but when I turned, nothing. Just trees, swaying in the breeze. By noon, panic set in. Jake was frantic, pacing the porch. She wouldn't just leave without saying anything. Sarah tried calling her phone. Nothing, of course, no signal. We debated driving out, but the truck's tires were slashed. All 4 of them. Deep gashes that looked deliberate, like claws. "What the hell?" Jake muttered, his face pale. We hadn't heard a thing overnight. The isolation hit me then, like a weight. No way to call for help, no neighbors for miles. We were trapped. As afternoon faded, we gathered inside, doors locked, windows shuttered. The cabin felt smaller, the walls closing in. I sat by the fire, staring at the flames, when I heard it, a whisper from upstairs, like Lena's voice, calling my name. "Alex, help me." I bolted up, but Sarah grabbed my arm. "It's just the wind," she said. But her eyes were wide, scared. We checked upstairs. Empty. Yet the whisper lingered in my head, taunting. And outside, in the gathering dusk, something moved in the shadows, a shape, too quick to see clearly, but intelligent, like it knew we were watching. Night came early, the sky swallowing the last light. We huddled in the living room, flashlights on, the fire crackling low. Jake wouldn't stop talking about Lena, replaying their last conversation. She said she felt watched, he admitted, voice cracking. Like something was in the cabin with us. Sarah clung to me, her breathing shallow. I tried to stay rational. Maybe Lena got lost. Maybe she'd find her way back. But deep down, I knew better. The air was thick with dread, every creak of the floorboards making us jump. Then the noises started. Soft at first, scratches on the walls, like fingernails dragging. We froze, listening. It moved from room to room, circling us. "It's outside," I whispered, but it sounded inside too. Sarah whimpered, burying her face in my shoulder. Jake grabbed a poker from the fireplace, his hands shaking. "If it's an animal, I'll scare it off." But when he opened the door a crack, the scratching stopped. Silence. He slammed it shut, but the poker slipped from his grip, clattering to the floor. Hours passed in that tense quiet. We didn't speak much, just sat, eyes darting to the windows. The feeling of being watched intensified, like invisible eyes boring into us. I caught glimpses, shadows flitting across the glass, too deliberate to be wind. And the smells, that metallic tang again, stronger now, mixed with something rotten, like decay. It made my stomach churn. Around midnight, the whispers returned. Not just Lena's voice now, ours too. My own words, twisted. "You left her out there." Sarah's, "It's coming for us." Jake's, "We should have run." We argued about it. Was it the wind, or something else? Paranoia crept in. Was Jake hiding something? Had Sarah seen something she wasn't saying? I felt myself unraveling, questioning everything. The threat was smart, playing with our minds, making us doubt each other. Then, a thud from upstairs. Heavy, like a body falling. We rushed up, hearts hammering. The loft was empty, but the air felt colder, charged. And in the corner, a single footprint. Wet, muddy, not ours. Something had been there, watching, waiting. As we backed away, the door to the loft creaked shut behind us, locking with a click we hadn't heard before. Sleep was impossible. We took turns watching, but exhaustion clawed at us. By dawn, Jake was a wreck, muttering to himself, eyes bloodshot. "It's not real," he kept saying, but his voice trembled. Sarah and I whispered in the kitchen, planning our next move. "We have to leave," she said. "Walk out if we have to." But the trail was treacherous, and that thing, whatever it was, felt omnipresent, like it controlled the woods. Mid-morning, we heard it again. Footsteps outside, deliberate, pacing. Jake peered through the shutters. "Nothing," he reported, but his face drained of color. Then, a scream, Sarah's, from the other room. I ran, but she was alone, staring at the wall. "I saw it," she gasped. A face, in the mirror. Not mine. The bathroom mirror was shattered, shards on the floor, but no blood. Just silence, and that smell, overpowering now. Jake snapped. He started yelling, accusing us of hiding Lena, of setting this up. "You're in on it," he shouted, lunging at me. We wrestled, the cabin echoing with our struggle. Sarah tried to intervene, but he shoved her aside. In the chaos, I glimpsed something outside the window. A shadow, humanoid but wrong, watching the fight with what felt like amusement. It vanished when Jake turned. We separated, tensions frayed. I barricaded myself in the bedroom, Sarah in the loft. Jake paced downstairs. The isolation ate at me, alone with my thoughts, the whispers growing louder. "You're next," they hissed. Paranoia peaked. I questioned if my friends were even real, or if the thing had replaced them. Decisions loomed. Stay and hide, or risk the woods. But every choice felt manipulated, like it was guiding us toward doom. As evening fell, the power flickered, lights dimming. then out. In the dark, a hand brushed my shoulder. I spun, flashlight beam cutting through nothing. But the touch lingered, cold and insistent. Downstairs, Jake's voice cut off mid-sentence, replaced by a gurgling choke. Then, silence. I called his name. No answer. Just the creak of the floor, like weight shifting. The cabin was a tomb now. Sarah and I huddled together, the only two left. Jake's absence hung heavy, his chair empty, his things untouched, but no sign of struggle. Just gone, like Lena. We whispered plans. Wait for dawn, make a run for it. But the night pressed in, the woods alive with unseen eyes. Every shadow twitched, every breeze carried that metallic rot. I took watch by the window, peering into the blackness. Something moved out there, slow, patient, circling the cabin. It knew we were watching. Sarah clutched a knife, her hands trembling. "What if it's not an animal?" she asked, voice breaking. I didn't answer. The threat felt alive, thinking, toying with us. It had taken the others one by one, leaving us to imagine the worst. Midnight. A knock at the door, 3 sharp raps, like a signal. We froze. Another knock. Sarah whimpered. I crept closer, heart in my throat. Through the peephole, nothing. But the knocks came again, insistent. Then, a voice, Lena's, pleading, "Let me in. It's cold." Sarah reached for the lock, but I stopped her. "It's not her." The voice changed, mimicking Jake. "Open up, man. It's me." We backed away, barricading the door. It escalated. Scratches on the walls, whispers from the vents. The air grew colder, our breaths visible. Paranoia shattered me. I accused Sarah of leading it here, of being part of it. She cried, denying it, but doubt festered. Survival decisions blurred. Fight or flee. Hide or confront. Every option felt like a trap. Then, the power surged back on, lights flickering. In the sudden glare, we saw it, a glimpse through the window, a shape, tall and twisted, eyes gleaming in the dark. It pressed against the glass, breath fogging it. Sarah screamed. I grabbed her, pulling her toward the back door. But as we fled into the night, the woods swallowed us, the feeling of pursuit closing in, relentless and unseen. We ran blindly, branches whipping our faces, the ground uneven underfoot. The cabin's lights faded behind us, but the presence followed, footsteps echoing ours, closer with each stride. Sarah's hand slipped from mine in the dark. "Sarah," I yelled, but only silence answered. I spun, flashlight beam cutting through the trees. Nothing, just the wind, and that smell clinging to me. I kept moving, alone now, the isolation crushing. The thing was out there, intelligent, hurting me deeper into the woods. Whispers taunted. "You're lost. No one will find you." Paranoia peaked. Had I imagined it all? Were my friends ever real? The dread built, every shadow a potential threat, every sound a warning. Dawn broke, faint light filtering through the canopy. I stumbled onto a road, exhausted, broken. Help came eventually, a passing hiker, then police. They searched, but found nothing. No bodies, no cabin even, just empty woods. Lena, Jake, Sarah gone. The authorities called it a hoax, a breakdown. But I know, it watches still, in the quiet moments, waiting for the next invitation. And sometimes, in the dead of night, I hear the whispers again, closer than ever.